Good morning, here is Kramer's Corner with a daily technical update. It is Thursday the 7th of September. And as usual, we start with S&P 500. That was sold off yesterday, down 0.7%. After being rejected a couple of days ago at 45.40 resistance here. We are back below the rising trend line. What is interesting, we discussed it over the past couple of days. The RSI was rejected at 60 and is still in a bearish sentiment, currently testing its rising trend line here. A break below, then I think we will see also a break below 40. And we can see then a retest of the 43.40 support level. So that will be interesting here going into next week. Again, if we break above 45.40, well, then we are this bearish engulfing top and reversal pattern here will be under attack, and a close above it will be cancelled, and then we are looking at higher highs. Nasdaq also lower yesterday, also rejected at the 60 threshold, also testing, and let's just add that little trend line there that is actually quite interesting. So it's also testing that trend line, actually peaking down a little bit below, so that is something to keep an eye on here the next couple of days. And the ones that were heavy on Nasdaq and S&P 500 were Nvidia and Apple, and I'll do an update on them later today. Then they were down 3-4%, so quite heavy on those. We have the Seng also lower this morning. And it seems it has resumed downtrend. Now we just need RSI back below 40, and I think we'll get it in a day or two. And Hang Seng seems on course to the 17,000 level, which is quite interesting. And that's the key support there. But it also, I think, we will reach that fairly shortly. The European market, not much to say really. We have DAX on. Also resuming downtrend after the rejection up here at the 100 and the 55 moving averages and below the cloud, and 15,482 is the support there. AEX 25 also a little bit lower, 730. That should be observed. Belgium market trading around the lower part of the cloud. I think it will be broken here maybe today or tomorrow. Heavy on the CAC, 7,083, around the 7,100 is a level I think we could be testing next couple of days. Currently, the 200 moving average is supporting a little bit as usual. So it's not that heavy, but again, we are in a downtrend. Moving on to the FX markets. Euro dollar slightly lower, 106.88, around that level as we talked about yesterday. This is the support area where there was a lot of volatility, so that's also where we are trading here at the moment. I think we will dip below that 106.89 level, below 107. So but I think we will get a reaction or a correction after that, even if we dip below it, and we will probably get a correction up to maybe around 108, but it looks fairly heavy, as we can also see here on the weekly chart. But again, 106.35 and the RSI at 40. Those are the two levels to look out for on the weekly on euro dollar. On the dollar index, moving higher and zooming a little bit, has reached the 138.2, did that yesterday, trying again today. We are in an uptrend on all time periods, and 105.80 seems to be the target it is eyeing. There will be some corrections, of course, but it looks quite strong. On the European side, so to speak, we have cable taking out the yesterday the 125.50 around that level. There was some support. It's on course to test the 200 moving average, but there's not really any strong support until around 125. 123, and I think we will reach that possibly, but it will take some time. There will be some corrections on the way, of course, especially around 124 and the 200 moving average that will act a little bit as a support here. But 123 is key also on the medium-term trend. Dollar yen. Pausing a little bit after the very strong upwards move where it reached the 138.2 projection. We are a little bit higher than that, and I think we will move higher here in the coming days and weeks. Maybe we are pausing a little bit. It's going to be interesting. What will we actually get today on the market? Will we get a positive candle or a negative candle? So maybe we will have a little bit of a top and reversal candle here. We actually had this doji here yesterday, so we could actually have a little bit of a doji evening kind of a pattern here. It's not the most perfect one, but nevertheless, and also with the RSI divergence. But the medium-term trend is still up, and it looks fairly strong at the moment. But let's see where the week ends. Euro yen still range bound. Aussie yen also range bound, and same picture on sterling yen, but it seems like it's going to be maybe testing the 183.35 support, which will be key. We also have the 55 moving average coming up, adding a little bit of support there, but at the moment it looks fairly heavy. Finally, today we will also have a little bit of look at the euro sterling. So 85 seems to be a very strong support, and some time ago I wrote a double bottom, and now I could actually write a triple bottom, or maybe even a quadruple. I didn't really touch here a couple of days ago, but very close to. But a triple bottom maybe. The lower falling trend line here and the 100 moving average will be key. So moving above 86 could give some further upside potential here. But 85 seems to be quite strong in that sense. And finally, when we are talking about FX, well, we have the Aussie dollar that actually dipped below 64. And currently finding a little bit of support at 63, 60, 65, which was the trough here a couple of weeks ago, and now it's trying it a couple of times. But on the weekly, we are still in a downtrend. But it seems like it's weakening short term. We also have divergence on the RSI. You can see here that the RSI is not really supporting or confirming the sell-off, the latest sell-off here. So maybe we should have a little bit of a correction, but again, the overall trend is down. On the commodities, we have gold retracing almost 61.8 to 19.10. I think we could still dip down to that before we will move the other way. So I think in general we will trade between at the 1900. It could dip down to 1900, where there's a little bit of support, and the 7.8 retracement, but 1900, and in this range here, I think we will be trading here for quite some time, where we have the 100 moving average coming down to 200 coming up, and the 55 basically moving sideways. So not really any clear direction other than likely range trading. Silver, a little bit heavy still. I think we could dip down to touch the 7.8 retracement at 22.80 level, and then I think we will see a bounce back up on that one. Copper. As mentioned yesterday, we could be looking at 370, and this morning copper is selling off, and it was rejected here also at the 60 threshold. So maybe we should even have a new low. So that will really be interesting. It is not the strongest support. That's 370. So maybe dipping down to 65 and even lower. It looks fairly heavy here on the short term at least. On the energy side, we have Brent oil pausing a little bit maybe, but it's, as I mentioned, it looks a little bit stressed. but it seems like it's still finding bids here. So let's see the next couple of days. Could we actually have a bit of a correction down to below 88 before moving higher? Because as we discussed, the medium-term trend is up. Same picture on the WTI, as you can see here, 138 projection at 87.67. I think we will see a bit of a correction short term. Finally, on the yields, interesting level at the moment, 428 resistance, spiked above here, just below 430. I think we could see a little bit of a setback before next move up. The uptrend is fairly strong. There's no divergence on the RSI. It is still eyeing 448. I think we could reach that, but I need to see a close above 428, 430, which is really key for your US Treasury, 10-year US Treasury yields. So keep an eye on that one, but expect a little bit of a setback, very short term. All right, that's all for this Thursday. Talk to you again tomorrow. Happy trading.